Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. Today on the Daily Review, we discuss the new Tom Segura stand-up special entitled Sledgehammer with your host, me, Professor Joe LaRocca. All right, it's always a little bit silly. We've discussed this a lot, like when reviewing stand-up specials, because my instinct is to want to like retell jokes and stuff, and that never works, so I'll try not to do that. Let me tell you of my brief history with Tom Segura. I remember when he first was starting to kind of pop up on YouTube clips and stuff, and you'd see him on things maybe like 8 or 9 years ago. Maybe it was when I first started seeing him. Maybe it's longer ago now than that, because COVID makes me confused about time spans or whatever. But anyway, I thought he was a grower, like slowly over time, because he's such a workhorse. He just like got there, you know. And so his stage presence is like impeccable, very calm. Every word is like, perfectly written. He's got his little moves for each thing. It's not like, what are some other big guys right now? Like Sebastian Maniscalco, who's like, he's kind of, I bet this is blowing right in the mic. Sorry. There's some like, and I like Sebastian, but I think that, that's a different style where it's a little bit more theatrical. Whereas Tom is very calm and composed. I mean, I think a lot of people probably know him best from the two podcast / YouTube shows, wherever you want to call them, Two Bears, One Cup, which is him and Bert Kreischer, who I think is like the opposite of funny. Bert Kreischer, like, he would annoy me so much. Like, he doesn't, to me, it's not like, it's like a cult of personality kind of joke. It's not like, he might as well be like Pauly Shore or something. I'm the weasel. Like, it's just like a thing. But he also, on top of it, I think Pauly Shore knew that he was doing that, or like when Bobcat would do his thing, like, they know that they're doing it. I don't think Bert knows. Like, he really thinks that he's like super fit and that he's not like really damaging himself with like, I don't know, trying to why am I like judging the health of a, but you know what I'm saying? I just can't get down with him. I just don't find it funny at all. It's almost disrespectful to the art form of stand-up. I'll go that far. And I hate when he wheezes and laughs at himself. I'm so funny. He's like, what a five. I actually fucking hate Bert Kreischer the more I think about it. What a fucking loser. He's the kind of guy who would just like, yeah. Anyway, whatever. Tom. The other show he's on that I'd like better is Your Mom's House, which is him and Pajitsky, Christina P, or whatever. I don't know how to say her last name. That's why they call her Christina P. And that's Tom's wife, and she's perfect sense of humor, and it's not like that radio news lady kind of like, no, she's a comedian and he's a comedian, and they're just being funny, but they also know each other, and then they got these little bits and shticks, and they, like, I don't know, it's great. They never say I love you or anything, but they're showing more love than like, these people hooking up, you know what I'm saying? Because there's more ways to say I love you than with a kiss. What? I don't know. And they got some funny bits, and they got some like behind the crew. But one of the funny bits they do is they like watch YouTube videos. Talk about being like totally like a Tom Green thing. They're just like watching YouTube videos of people getting hurt and like seeing celebrities' reactions and other comedians' reactions to kind of like gauge how fucking messed up Tom probably is. Anyway, this special, I think it was shot in Phoenix, it said, and it starts just showing his stats, which is cool. Almost like a little egotistical, but like, I did this many shows, but he should be proud, And there's pictures of him with all these famous people, and at first I was like, no, that's cool. He used to be like this dumpy guy in a t-shirt, and now he's hanging out with Brad Pitt backstage, and it's not like a Bert Kreischer thing where he's ridden this one story he told 23 years ago all the way up. It's like he did it through the diligence of working on the material, and being super serious and almost like a business person about it. Yes, those ladies were attractive, if you were wondering. And what else? So it's shot in the round, which I actually usually like, but I think they overlit it. It looks like he's like, it looks like the backdrop looks like Close Encounters of the Third Kind or something. And there's this really weird design where there's all these like 5K Mole Richardson light, like these big lights that are literally like this big, and they're on super dim, and they're kind of like in front of the audience in some spots. So I just think that they went a little bit nuts, but I also think that Tom wants to separate him from the last kind of innovator in the stand-up world, which was kind of probably Louis, right, in terms of like changing the model, the business model. And Louis was always about like keeping it the most simple on stage, like no fancy lighting, no set dressing and stuff. And I think that Tom like kind of forged his own way and wants to do something a little bit different and add to it, you know, which is cool. Well, I think that's good, but like production design wise, I was like, good God, this is almost distracting, the amount of lights we got going on here. That's such a small thing, but it's the only really, otherwise I really liked it. It was good. It's like consistently funny all the way through. Not like, now I know, guys, this is not groundbreaking stuff. I know every once in a while when I watch a stand-up special that I like, but it's nothing like, it's not like some revolution. People are like, no, you shouldn't let these comedians get away with this kind of shit, you know, like it should be like they should be coming up with way bigger concepts. And, you know, a guy just got out of his car and left his car door open. I don't think he realized he did. Oh, no, never mind. He did it just to throw something out. And now he's walking back. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's funny and it builds nicely. And you know, it's just like, it is a little bit by the books, but it's so incredibly well done. You know, it's like, wait, this is going to sound like a mixing metaphor, but like, you know, if you go to a restaurant and you're just like, I want a steak, mixed vegetables, potato, or whatever, and you get it and it's just like perfect. It's like that. That's kind of what I feel like. Like, he's not doing anything groundbreaking. It's just super tight. And like, even some of the jokes you could even kind of guess, which I guess is kind of a downside. You could be like, oh, you know, blah, 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 you got to do this. And then I did that with Brad Pitt, a sex joke, you know? I don't know. There's that kind of stuff. So nothing groundbreaking, but certainly not the sledgehammer it claims to be, but very well done, enjoyable. If you're a fan of Tom, you're going to love it. And if you don't know Tom, I think that this would even introduce you, and I would recommend checking out some Your Mom's House. Because you get a good balance, and it's so brilliant business-wise to appeal to men and women equally, you know. With your stand by having, you know, it's like an Elaine May and what's his name, Dustin Hoffman. All right, I'm getting distracted by outside. Okay, starting to feel a little bit better. Sorry that I haven't been here every day, but this is how it's going to be for a little bit, I think. But you know what's cool is that on the 10th or something, my mom is going away for 5 days, so I will be back at my house that I was in most of this year, taking care of Lucia, my mom's dog, and Louie, my mom's other dog, I guess. Yeah. Funny, my mom sent a text last night, and she was just like, you know you can't have this dog back now. Like, if you start feeling better, and like, it is our dog now. I think it's because it got nervous from fireworks and stuff, and like went and hung out with Tom downstairs, and or I don't, maybe I'm inferring that too much from the text, or just like they love it, and I'm so happy. God, thank Christ. I mean, I love Louie too. I want it. We're not talking about Louis C.K. now. We're talking about the dog Louie, which was a dog I got, and then I couldn't keep here because I made the decision too rashly. Oh, I got 20 minutes left on my baked potatoes. Okay. I think also what I'm going to do, so yeah, watch this if you're a Tom Segura fan. Solid like B+ or something like that. But first of all, if anybody be playing Diablo, if anybody's playing Diablo, write in the comments and we can play together. Diablo 4, that is. And it doesn't matter what system you're playing on. You can play. We can cross-platform and everything. Because it's starting to get to the point. I reviewed it a while back, but I beat the like campaign. I'm in nightmare mode where the game really kind of opens up. And it's pretty damn good. But you really are starting to need people. You know, you need to have some co-op. And John is playing, obviously, but he has kids and a family, so he can't put in the 4 to 6 hours a day. Anyway, there's that. And then also I think what I'm going to do is I probably won't be on every day until I get kind of everything back to normal, but when I am on, I'm going to have the chat up so be prepared to chat. So if you see a coming show, try and watch it live. And I won't do it super early, you know, I'll do it like at this time of the day. Even though there's probably people commenting now and I don't have it up. But, okay. I went to the dollar store because I didn't think there was a dollar store in the area, which makes me really anxious because there's so many things you can get at a dollar store that are insanely overpriced at the grocery store and stuff like that. And obviously they're not super high quality, but I don't personally buy food there. I don't think that that's necessarily healthy, and that's a little bit. I'm sorry if you have to do that, but you know, things like sponges that I just throw out, and like plastic bags that I use as trash bags, stuff like that. And I was there, and I found one of those claws, you know, a grippy claw to pick up things, you know. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be the guy who walks around with the grippy claw picking up trash. So that's what I did. And it's made me feel really good. Just walking back, just picking up trash off the ground and putting in this plastic bag. And the women who work outside the Planned Parenthood there, who are like volunteers that help you, because there's also like 1 or 2 religious people out there just like holding pictures of Christ. It's a very kind of like hotbed area for the topic. And she nodded. One lady nodded to me, and I was like, yeah, that's right, I'm helping too. And then to the other lady, I just looked her right in the eye and I said, thank you. And she smiled at me, and it made me feel so good. It's so easy to be good. It's so easy to be good, and it has such a good effect on you, you know? And then you go on your show, and you talk about it, and you feel even better. It's called white knighting. Okay, anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Maybe tomorrow. Let's see if we can get back into a regular pattern. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I love you. But you'll see Louie again on the 10th for a few days. And then I have a funny feeling that, you know, that's going to happen a lot. My mom's going to travel more and more, and I'll be taking care of it. Because I know they're going to Italy before the end of the year, I think, for a thing. So, all right. Just won't be a daily cast member.